immigrants telling Europe to give them all to us that don't look like us.
Yeah. Dang.
Right? Because we have to overrun the institutions with friendly pale faces. We need our John Browns up in there, our Leon Trotskys, our Manly P. Halls, our Madame Blavatskys, our Ellen G. Whites, in order just to put one piece. If they all can just contribute one piece, we can put it together.
Right.
They don't have to have the whole story. They could just, Joseph Smith, Mormons, Charles Tazez Russell, and Joseph B. Rutherford, Jehovah's Witnesses. They don't have to have the whole story. They got to follow one thing. Do it your way. Don't do it the way they gave it to you.
Yeah, that's right.
If you do it your way, we will know who is who on the land. If everybody follow Big Mama orders, Big Mama boys know where they at. I know who the Hells Angels is and the Bikers MC-13 certified. I know who they is. I know who all of the different people is who have just cause to be here. And then I know the ones that they don't smell right. They don't move right.
Mm-hmm.
They act a little funny.
What?
I want you to see this Negro face. So a lot of y'all don't know the story of what happened. This was after the assassination of Martin Luther King. The Dirty Moors was so mad that they sent this guy in there to kill his mama in church. So he walked in the church and he shot her in the face. He looked like one of us, but he ain't one of us. This is a Royal Arc degree for your ass for the ones that don't know. So we got all these elders falling at the wayside, dying from old age and assassinations and incarcerations and given diseases by the government.
You know, that was a hit. Like, to specifically go and kill Martin Luther King's mother. What kind of crap is that? Like,
look, this is what they said. I remote viewed the meeting, right? And the guy that gave the order said, that bitch shouldn't have never gave birth to that motherfucker.
damn.
Kill her ass too.
Damn.
I said,
Thank you
What?
for all the information that you offer. Like the other night when you was on live, I had actually wrote down a question and I was able to find it in my notebook. My question was about healing, multidimensionality, and retrieving like the fragmented aspects of ourselves that are keeping us stagnant right now. How can we harmonize that? And especially like with this eclipse, and like I'm a Scorpio moon, the full moon being a Scorpio, like how can I move the energy within?
Okay, first of all, you're a natural being a Scorpio at dealing with the transitional energies. So the first thing you got to know is to trust you to know what to do.
Okay.
Right? The self-confidence of the Scorpio makes the Scorpio not need to go out and ask a lot of questions for the answer. It's the nature of the animal. Right? You trying to become Scorpio in Phoenix as opposed to Scorpio on the ground.
Okay.
Right? So you want to force yourself to ask yourself questions that you got to find the answer to. You can't lie to you. Because you know you lying. Right? So when you send yourself to get an answer, it's going to come back the truth. The stronger you get in the practice, then the more you can use it in your external dealings with the environment around you, including other people and animals.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned animals, because today I was out in a few different places and I saw hawks. I'm out in Chicago, so I saw like and just like even just my internal vibration, it was like to me the hawk was matching my external vibration. And so it's interesting you have brought that up. But
you know, one of the zoo types for the Scorpio is the eagle. The eagle, the hawk, and the falcon, birds of prey, fall under the same umbrella. Right? When you see two of them that's coming in with messages from the motherline and the fatherland.
Okay. When two are flying together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So when you see one, which side of yourself you see it on first, your left or your right, determines who the message coming in from.
Okay.
You got to write your codex. The more stuff you give your own definition to, the sharper you can translate nature's messages. And don't forget, you're a natural. Being a Scorpio, that's what we do.
Okay.
And I'm the example to show you can do it, because it's what we do.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, because today when I came out of Potbellies, I saw like the hawk across the street in this, you know, in this parking lot, and then a license plate next to me, it said Shiva. And so then to me that's like representing, and even though it was on my left side, but it was like, now what you're talking about is like the divine masculine coming in to help me see the higher perspective.
Right. So the Lord Shiva, they paint Shiva in India as a male. But Shiva is the Shakti, divine feminine aspect of Apollyon. Both of them are destroyer energies.
Okay.
But they destroy false things so that the people could see clear. They're two different cultures, and the divine feminine has been replaced with masculine. So that's why they converted made all of the male guys look like this ain't the time to be sidetracked. When it's the woman's time to shine, we don't want artificial women getting in the way. And it's not personal. It's just that you got to let Big Mama and her daughters make the future for 7 generations of children that we want to raise to improve the condition in the world.
Okay. So really,
and the artificial male can only assist with that by supporting the real women with reclaiming what's theirs, or they can get the fuck out the way. Them they options.
So can you talk about the mitochondria gene that you said the women can activate? How can we activate the men who, if they're not in a space to heal?
It's going to heal them. It's the process. But you only need be in proximity. Right? Both of y'all have to be pure intentions. Right? If he on some bullshit, you're going to short circuit his ass when it start going up. He might spontaneous combust on your goddamn bed. Especially now, because y'all finna come in at a higher frequency, a higher love frequency than ever before, in order to get rid of the parasites. They can't vibrate on that frequency. And a lot of these dudes gonna think he got a woman that's gonna short circuit his ass because he think he got her under control. He gonna do stuff he ain't supposed to do. Right? And it's not that the woman is deliberately trying to hurt him, it's just that he don't want to bump straight. So Mother Nature gonna bump his ass straight, but he might not recover. It is what it is. And shit, I don't give a two shits. I did my shit. I can't worry about whether they do theirs or not.
and as a woman, don't try to act like, you know, like you just said, be in proximity. So don't try to, like, you know, bring them in to, like, you can see, sometimes you can see like they're suffering or this is the issue, and you're trying to explain it to get them to see it, but sometimes they don't want to see it.
That don't have nothing to do with raising his mitochondria. See, when you raise a man's mitochondria, if he's a thinker, your energy is going to give him that little extra push he need to solve the problem.
Okay.
Right? It ain't about, he just got to be in proximity. This is why you hear the older people telling them kids, don't be caked up under that girl. You're too young for that. They don't want him to short out too soon. they need him to build himself up so that when he do get a woman, she don't blow his fuse.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Totally different. Okay.
And some of these young girls, they be talking about, that nigga, no, he ain't no good. Because if he would have been man enough to handle a adult female, fully adult female, then she wouldn't be able to run him like that.
Mm.
Men have to develop and women have to develop. And some girls develop faster to fuck over the niggas that don't want to develop. To make him develop. Nature works.
Mm.
Nature works. You need a lot of motherfuckers think ain't nobody getting out here without paying for their dirt. Big Mama ain't gonna let you out of here without paying for your dirt. I don't care if you're a celebrity or a peasant. If you're a king or a pauper, you ain't getting out of here without paying for your dirt. She already told me. Do your part, and ain't none of them getting out of there without paying for their shit. Good, bad, or indifferent. Give them what they owe.
Yeah, that's just universal law. They can't give away
Give
from
them
that.
what they owe.
You know,
Yeah.
you mentioned Big Mama, and like about a month ago, I was in Mexico, and the horse that I went horseback riding, and the horse that the owner of the horse chose, it was a white horse, and it was named Big Mama, and I thought about you.
Yeah, the horse is the mare. The mayor of the town, a Big Mama, represented by the horse is the symbol.
What do you mean by mayor of the town?
The mayor's seat at any town is Big Mama's seat. The seat of the town mother.
Okay.
The town mother was supposed to be the one that was the wisest woman of the families in the village. She become the mayor, and sometimes she's promoted by the community, and sometimes she's appointed by her predecessor. Right? They do it for different reasons. When they appointed by the community, they had to be tested first.
Okay.
When they appointed by the predecessor, she trained them for specifically to fill the position.
Mm.
It's the ranking. It's how the matriarchs keep the system running smooth. You want the best person at the job, no matter what they look like. If they're the smartest person to do this job, the best one to get it done, that's who you want there. And they have to stay there till they have a replacement that's equally as capable as performing the function. That's how the matriarchy works. It's not like that under patriarchy. Under patriarchy, they throw you on a job until you fuck up enough, cost them enough money to replace you with somebody else. That's the dumbest shit in the world in Big Mama house. Why would you do that to somebody? Set them up to fail on purpose? Big Mama don't play that. Everybody's supposed to know what it feel like to be a winner.
Mm.
But everybody ain't supposed to win at the same thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody, we got to find our own way according to our life path. You know, you get 25, 30 years old, stop and take inventory and what have you learned, right? And then you project the future. By the time you get the double your age, what should you have learned? Now you know what you're working for. And you know by what you learned already, that tell you what job you trained yourself to perform. What task did you train yourself for? And that's why we didn't have jobs. Jobs is when you don't train yourself to perform a function for the society, you need a job.
Mm.
But when you train yourself to be of service to the community and to the family, then you don't need no job. What you do gonna naturally provide your life for you.
Yeah, or could people use a job as a temporary training ground so they can activate their knowing?
I did. When I used prison for a university and a monastery, and I used my job as postgraduate school and the life support system I needed until I can finish finding out what I needed to know. I did just as much reading on the 10 years damn near I was at gym as I did in the years I was in prison. By then, I can read faster and comprehend better, so I'm consuming way more information on their dime.
So the isolation activated the dormant DNA within you?
It wasn't isolation. It was the education, the erudition, the training. I was already reading my DNA at an early age. I knew I was supposed to do something to rectify the issues that's going on the land. I just didn't know what all the issues was yet. Mm. And I had to live a certain life in order to stay under the radar long enough to learn what I needed to learn in order to solve the fucking problem once and for all. Because if I'm not going to be allowed to fix it, don't fucking call me. How you going to call me to change your tire, but you going to sit there and tell me everything I'm doing is the wrong way to do it?
Exactly.
Get the fuck out the way and let me fix the tire. Exactly. And then we can talk about that you didn't like how I was fixing it. That's your problem. That has nothing to do with me, but I'll listen. But I already know that's not my personal issue. If you call me for a job, let me do the fucking job and get out the fucking way.
Especially when it comes to the cow shit. I'm about to step to the side. Mm-hmm. I have a question about this tribe that I felt like, you know, I was guided to. It's from there in California. TONGVA. TONGVA. It's in a.
I'm not familiar with them. It sounds like that the letters is used to spell out a word that's from the islands, like Tonga and Samoa.
Okay.
Right. The spelling reminds me of a word from over there that's written in English.
Like what you were speaking earlier about the language converting the words. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
so, that sounds like an island tribe that came over here. We came from everywhere to fight the Gullah Wars. We came from everywhere. All you gotta do is look at Florida. They chopped down the cypress trees because they couldn't get to us in the swamp. We had cypress trees from Florida to Louisiana that looked like they was big as any California redwood. A lot of them was. People lived in them with villages at the top of the trees. Serious.
No, I laughed because when I was little, I always used to want to. I felt like I always wanted to live in a treehouse. So.
Yeah, so that could be one of your clans. What city, state you in?
Chicago, Illinois.
Oh shit. Yeah. Was you born in Chicago?
But my mom's family's from Mississippi and my dad is from Belize.
Okay, so that's what the blood would tell you. Because a lot of the Mississippian tribes was tree walkers.
Oh. Tree walkers.
Yeah, we used to call them treetop tribes. They reconstitute and they use, like for instance, the treetop Pyrus in California. They're old clan. They reconstitute and they define themselves according to the traditions of where they came from. They treetop Pyru. They came from the California redwood villages that they destroyed in the wars with the Spanish. And that's why they red instead of blue. Tuki tribe come from Louisiana, where they lived over the canopy that hovered over the swamp. Why he was a tree walker, skywalker clan, because they lived in the highest trees. They're fearless. This way you get trampolines and all that shit from. Not trampolines, trapezes.
Oh my God. I have a trampoline in my apartment. I always want to like be up in the air. I'm jumping rope. I like, even in the dreams, I'm flying. Like I always want to be up high.
Mm-hmm.